Hello everyone, and welcome back to Old Charles the channel where we uncover the hidden stories, values, and fascinating history behind coins from around the world. Today, we're diving into the world of American coinage with a detailed look at the United States 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 1981. Is this coin just worth face value? Or could it be hiding something special in your pocket change? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel. The coin features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. The year 1981 sits in an interesting period of American coin history. By then, the Jefferson nickel design had already been in circulation for over 40 years, created by sculptor Felix Schlag. Schlag's design was chosen in a public competition, and it has remained iconic ever since. In 1981, the U.S. Mint struck millions of these nickels in both Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with a D mint mark. Proof coins were also made in San Francisco, S mint mark, which were specially produced for collectors. Let's take a closer look at the design. It features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Above his head is the word "In God We Trust." To the left, you'll see the word "Liberty," along with the year 1981. And on some coins, the mint mark is placed near the rim. The reverse proudly displays Jefferson's home, Monticello, with the words "E pluribus unum" above it. Below Monticello, you'll see the word Monticello, then the denomination 5 cents, and finally, United States of America. This classic design remained unchanged until 2004, making 1981 nickels part of the long-running series, before modern redesigns were introduced. In terms of production numbers, the 1981 Jefferson nickel was minted in huge quantities. Philadelphia Mint *** over 657 million coins, Denver Mint * over 676 million coins, San Francisco Mint proofs around 4 million proof coins with nearly 1.3 billion circulation strikes. It's clear that the 1981 nickel was a common workhorse coin for everyday transactions. That means most examples today are still worth just their face value of 5 cents in circulated condition. But here's where things get interesting. Most 1981 nickels that you find in your pocket change are worth just 5 cents. They're common and have no silver content. High-grade examples can be worth $1 to $5. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC can sometimes sell for even more, especially if they have strong luster and clean surfaces. The 1981 S-proof nickels, which were specially struck for collectors, can range from $1 to $10 depending on condition and whether they're standard proofs or the rarer Type 2 proofs with clearer mint marks. Some nickels from 1981 are worth significantly more if they feature minting errors. For example, these error coins can sell for $20, $50, or even hundreds of dollars, depending on how dramatic the error is. If you want to start collecting 1981 nickels, here are some tips. 1. Check for mint marks. Look for coins from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Proof nickels, especially Type 2 proofs, are more desirable. 2. Look for errors. Always inspect your coins under good lighting. Errors can turn a common 5-cent coin into a valuable collectible. 3. Condition is king. Coins with no scratches, strong luster, and sharp details can command higher prices. 4. Certified coins. If you think you have a high-grade coin, consider having it graded by PCGS or NGC to maximize its value. So, what's the final verdict on the 1981 Jefferson nickel? Most of them are worth just face value. B. Have a pristine uncirculated example or a proof coin. You might have something worth a few dollars. And if you get lucky and find an error coin, the value could jump dramatically. Coins like the 1981 nickel remind us that even the most common pocket change carries a story, one tied to American history, design, and the art of coin collecting. We're going to take a journey through time and discover the history behind the 1981 United States Jefferson nickel. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but its story is deeply connected to America's coinage tradition and the legacy of one of its most important founding fathers. To understand the 1981 nickel, we first need to go back to 1938, the year the Jefferson nickel was first introduced. Before that, America had the famous Buffalo nickel, designed by James Earl Fraser. While iconic, The buffalo design caused problems at the mint, wearing down too quickly in circulation. So, in 1938, the U.S. Mint held a public design competition to create a new nickel featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The winning design came from sculptor Felix Schlag, a German immigrant. His work would become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By the time the 1981 nickel was struck, the Jefferson design had already been in use for more than 40 years. The U.S. Mint was in a period of massive production, striking billions of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. The early 1980s were a time of high inflation in the United States. Although the nickel still held its value in circulation, the cost of producing coins was becoming more significant. The U.S. Mint used a copper-nickel alloy composition for the 1981 nickel, 25% nickel and 75% copper, a formula introduced back in 1866 and still used for nickels today. The sheer numbers are impressive. Over 1.3 billion circulation nickels were struck that year. This made the 1981 issue extremely common, ensuring that almost every American would encounter one in their daily lives. But despite its commonality, the design still represented a strong link to American history. On one side, Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, President of the United States, and champion of liberty. On the other, Monticello, his home in Virginia, symbolizing both Jefferson's legacy and America's architectural heritage. Felix Schlag's design went through adjustments before it became final. His original submission had a more artistic Monticello with landscaping, but the mint required a simplified version. The 1981 nickel carried this simplified design, which collectors today recognize instantly. Over time, Schlag's initials were added to the coin in 1966, and by 1981, they were still present on every nickel minted. This small detail connected the coin back to its original artist, ensuring his contribution would not be forgotten. Although 1981 nickels are not rare, their history is significant. They represent a bridge between the classic mid-20th century Jefferson nickels and the changes that would come later in 2004. The mint temporarily changed the reverse design to commemorate the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Then, in 2006, the obverse portrait of Jefferson was redesigned. This means the 1981 Jefferson nickel is part of the last long stretch of traditional Schlag-designed nickels, a design that had remained untouched for decades. The 1981 Jefferson nickel is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history that connects us to Thomas Jefferson's vision, Felix Schlag's artistry, and a time when coins were still deeply symbolic of national pride. The next time you come across a 1981 nickel, remember, it's not just a 5-cent coin. It's a continuation of a tradition that began in 1938, carried through the Cold War era, and still speaks of America's values in the early 1980s. We're diving deep into the condition and grading of the 1981 Jefferson nickel. You may think all nickels are the same, but the truth is, the condition of your coin can make the difference between a simple 5-cent piece and a collectible worth several dollars or more. Let's break it down step by step. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin's grade determines not just its beauty, but also its value. For the 1981 Jefferson nickel, billions were minted, which means the majority are common. But in high-grade conditions, like mint state or proof, they become much more desirable to collectors. Let's start with circulated coins, the ones you're most likely to find in pocket change. A 1981 nickel in good condition will look very worn. Jefferson's hair details are flat, the lettering may be fading, and Monticello on the back will have almost no detail left. Value? Still just 5 cents in fine condition. You can still make out Jefferson's facial features, but they're soft and worn down. On the reverse, Monticello is visible but flattened. These coins are slightly nicer, but usually only worth face value here. Jefferson's portrait is clearer. Some hair detail remains, and Monticello has more structure, though it's still worn. A collector might pay a tiny premium, but generally, it's still worth 5 cents at this grade. Jefferson's cheekbone, jawline, and hair are well-defined, though lightly worn. Monticello shows windows and steps, though not perfectly sharp. These might sell for 10 to 25 cents. These coins have just a touch of wear, often on Jefferson's cheek or Monticello's steps. They still have plenty of luster. An AU example could be worth 50 cents to $1, depending on I appeal. This is where values start to rise. Mint state, MS, coins show nowhere at all, only. Minting and handling process. Coins in these lower mint state grades have luster, but also many contact marks. Value is usually $1 to $2 a sharp strike, with strong luster and fewer marks. Collectors love these grades. Values can climb to $5 or even $10 for nice examples. These are the gems. At this level, the coin looks nearly flawless under magnification. While rare, they can sometimes sell for $25, $50, or even more, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC. Let's not forget about Proof 1981 nickels. Struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark, proof coins were never meant for circulation. They were made for collectors with specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish. A standard 1981 S proof might be worth $2 to $5, while higher-graded deep cameo proofs can reach $10 to $20. There are also two types. Type 1. Proofs *** with a blurry mint mark, and Type 2 proofs with a clearer, sharper mint mark. Collectors often pay more for the scarcer Type 2. Condition also plays a role in error coins. For example, if you have a 1981 nickel with an off-center strike, clip planchet, or double die, its value increases dramatically. A common error in poor condition might sell for $10 to $20, but a rare error in high-grade condition could fetch hundreds of dollars. If you want to find valuable 1981 nickels, here's what to do. 1. Look for luster. The brighter the shine, the better the grade. Point 2. Check the steps of Monticello. A full steps designation means all 6 steps are visible. These are rare for 1981 nickels and can increase value significantly. Point 3. Handle carefully. Use gloves or hold coins by the edge. Scratches can lower a grade instantly. Point 4. Consider certification. If you think you have an MS66 or higher example, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. In the end, most 1981 Jefferson nickels are still just worth 5 cents, but condition changes everything. From worn-out pocket change to near-flawless mint state gems, each